The man intentionally lets the air out of his tire, then takes the spare tire from the trunk. After everything is ready, he presses the villa's doorbell. Soon the woman opens the small window on the door. David claims his car has a flat tire and asks to borrow a jack. After hesitating for a moment, the woman still brings out the jack, but she is extremely cautious, secretly watching him through the window while he changes the tire. Luckily, David stays calm and finishes the job in just 5 minutes. When David returns the jack, the woman notices his handsome appearance and actually invites him inside to wash his hands. David gladly accepts because he has been looking for a chance to enter the house. While washing his hands, he secretly observes the layout, but everything inside belongs to the woman, with no sign that another man has ever lived there. Just as he is about to leave, the woman invites him to stay for tea. David plays along and says his parents are planning to buy a villa in the suburbs, which is why he came here. His humor and good looks quickly win her favor. Before leaving, the woman even asks him to meet again. After leaving, David immediately finds Yulia and tells her everything. He suspects the woman in red may not be dangerous, and the men's sweater she bought the day before was actually worn by herself. But Yulia still believes the woman is hiding something, and her husband's disappearance must be connected to her. To ease Yulia's doubts, David returns to the woman's house again, bringing ingredients and helping her barbecue in the yard. Then he uses going to the bathroom as an excuse to secretly search the house. Suddenly, a noise comes from the next room, but the door is tightly locked. Just as he tries to talk to the person inside, the woman suddenly appears behind him. Luckily, David reacts quickly and doesn't arouse suspicion. After dinner, he picks up a trophy on the table and plays with it, but unexpectedly, realizing his action was inappropriate, David quickly apologizes. The woman explains that the trophy is very important to her. To ease the awkward atmosphere, she invites David outside to practice shooting. But while they are focused on the target, a black-clothed person in a wheelchair quietly opens the warehouse door and sneaks inside. Not long after, David says goodbye and leaves. But as soon as he drives away, the woman notices the wheelchair tracks on the ground. Furious, she opens the door and questions the person in the wheelchair. It turns out the woman is her twin sister. To prevent her plan from being ruined, the woman immediately pushes her away and blocks her inside with a shoe cabinet. Meanwhile, David is reporting the situation to Yulia. He is certain that someone must be locked inside the secret room. Also, when he picked up the trophy, the woman's reaction was unusually intense, and he vaguely saw the name Shivik carved on the bottom. Hearing this name, Yulia trembles and immediately rushes into the bedroom. She takes out the old newspaper from her husband's box. The athlete who died in the car accident years ago was named Shivik, and the only survivors were his twin daughters. It seems the woman in red is one of them. But what does all this have to do with her husband's disappearance? To uncover the truth, the two decide to sneak into the villa again. While the woman is away at work, they climb over the wall and enter the yard. But just as David is about to break the window and get inside, Yulia suddenly notices the woman returning by car. With no choice, they quickly escape. Since breaking in won't work, David decides to use his charm to distract the woman while Yulia sneaks into the villa. He sends her a message inviting her to a bar, and the woman agrees without hesitation. That night, David takes the woman to the bar. After a few drinks, they walk onto the dance floor and start dancing. Meanwhile, Yulia takes the chance to arrive at the villa, tapes the window glass, smashes it with a hammer, and quietly climbs inside. But as soon as she turns on the flashlight, she sees someone sitting in the corner. It is the twin sister of the woman in red. Yulia isn't afraid because she already guessed her identity. The sister shows no hostility and even takes Yulia to find her imprisoned husband. On the way, she reveals the truth behind everything. Years ago, their father drove the family out for a trip. A child flying a kite suddenly blocked his view, causing him to slam on the brakes, but the truck behind them couldn't stop in time and crashed into their car. Their parents died instantly, leaving only the two sisters. The sister was also seriously injured in the accident and lost the use of her legs forever. The child flying the kite back then was Yulia's husband when he was only 6 years old. Since he was too young, he wasn't responsible for the accident. For years, the older sister lived in hatred and blamed everything on that man. 6 months ago, she entered Yulia's husband's company, used her beauty to get close to him, and locked him inside the secret room to take revenge. After learning the truth, Yulia immediately wants to rescue her husband, but she doesn't know the woman has already installed an alarm system in the secret room. At the bar, after dancing, David goes to the bathroom. The woman's phone suddenly receives an alarm alert. She instantly realizes she has fallen for their trick. Furious, she grabs her things and rushes out of the bar, driving back to the villa. Meanwhile, Yulia finds the entrance to the secret room, but the thick steel door is tightly locked. With no other choice, she desperately calls out her husband's name. The next second, the woman appears and knocks Yulia unconscious with a stick. After waking up, Yulia discovers she has been locked inside inside a secret room. A messy, bearded man is sitting nearby. After staring for a while, she realizes he is her husband, who disappeared 6 months ago. Due to long-term imprisonment and drug torture, he has become mentally unstable. After Yulia repeatedly questions him, he finally reveals the truth. It turns out that day at the beach, he secretly took Yulia's phone while she was asleep, put it inside a waterproof bag, and followed the current to the other side of the island, where the woman was waiting for him. The two planned to run away together, but after arriving at the hotel, the woman drugged his juice. Completely unaware, he drank it, and after the drug took effect, she locked him inside the secret room. To take revenge for the car accident years ago, the woman tortured him in different ways every day. Now she was tired of the game, so she put a gun into his hand and forced him to shoot Yulia. She wanted him to experience the pain of losing someone important, just like she did. Only then would their old grudge be settled. Otherwise, both of them would die. Seeing this, the younger sister secretly takes out her phone and calls the police, describing the situation. She then takes their father's trophy into the yard and tries to convince her sister to stop. After all, the man was only 6 years old when the accident happened, but the woman has already been blinded by hatred and refuses to listen, still ordering him to pull the trigger. Luckily, David arrives just in time. He rushes forward and fights with the woman for the gun. Using his physical advantage, David quickly pins her down, but the woman suddenly bites his hand hard, forcing him to let go. After breaking free, the woman immediately fires a shot, hitting David. In the chaos, the man suddenly pushes her away. As the wooden floor beneath her breaks, the woman loses her balance and falls into the deep well behind her. Soon the police arrive. Yulia's husband is arrested for financial fraud. Although David was shot, the bullet missed his vital organs and he survives after emergency treatment. The woman isn't so lucky. When police pull her out of the well, she is already frozen to death in the icy water. A year later, Yulia and David are together and have a lovely baby. Meanwhile, the twin sister sells all her belongings after her sister's death and goes abroad for leg rehabilitation surgery. Because she had delivered meals to the imprisoned man every day, the two slowly developed feelings through their daily interactions. She promises to wait until the day he is released from prison, and the film ends.